I lost her to him. These 5 words, raw, heartbreaking, and explosive, have set the internet ablaze. When Song Joong-ki allegedly uttered this emotional confession about Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho, the entire K-drama world stopped in its tracks. What happened behind the scenes of this tangled love triangle? And why is everyone suddenly whispering about betrayal, jealousy, and regret? Let Red Carpet Revealed take you deep into the truth behind the headline. The drama starts now. Seoul, South Korea, April 1, 2025. The marble-floored ballroom of the Grand Hyatt Seoul glimmered under soft chandelier light. Dozens of journalists gathered, buzzing quietly in anticipation. On paper, it was just another press conference for the launch of Song Joong-ki's highly anticipated film comeback. But no one could have foreseen the emotional storm about to erupt. He walked in sharply dressed. Yet his eyes betrayed him. Song Joong-ki, once hailed as Korea's golden boy, looked every bit the star, until he opened his mouth. The air shifted when he was asked a question that touched on what everyone secretly wanted to know. But no one dared to say aloud. The reporter cleared his throat. There have been growing rumors about your former wife Song Hye Kyo and actor Lee Min-ho. Song Joong-ki didn't interrupt. He listened, nodded slowly, then looked down for a long moment. Silence fell, and then, with a cracked voice, he whispered what would become the most haunting sentence of the year. I lost her to him. It was as if time had stopped. A shattering silence. You could hear chairs creak. A few gasps escaped. Every camera clicked at once. But no one was sure what they were capturing. A confession? A collapse? A moment too personal for public eyes? The sentence echoed through the room like thunder after lightning. Even seasoned reporters, used to sensational headlines, struggled to process it. Joong-ki didn't elaborate. He didn't need to. Those 6 words carried the weight of years. A love once celebrated by millions, now reduced to a quiet surrender. The beginning of the end. Their story had started like a dream. Descendants of the Sunday 2016. The chemistry was undeniable. Fans were enamored. Their wedding in October 2017 felt like the pinnacle of Hallyu love stories. But behind closed doors, things were different. By 2019, the world was stunned when they announced their divorce. There was no blame, no drama, just a joint statement and an unspoken plea for privacy. For years, both remained professional, publicly cordial, but rumors never fully died. Recently, they surged again when Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho were seen together in multiple cities, New York, Tokyo, and finally, Jeju Island. Each sighting came with new whispers, subtle glances, and photos that said more than words ever could. The weight behind the words. Song Joong-ki's admission was not just about another man. It was about betrayal, loss, and the public unraveling of something deeply personal. Sources close to him said he had struggled silently for years. It wasn't just about love. One insider revealed, it was about identity, about losing the one person he thought he knew best. Seeing her smile with someone else, especially someone as prominent as Lee Min-ho, was devastating. He hadn't planned to speak those words, but they had lived inside him, festering, and in that moment, something cracked. It wasn't planned, it wasn't strategic, it was real. Where were they when it happened? At the exact moment his confession went public, Song Hye Kyo was reportedly attending a private art exhibition in Sinsadong. She was seen leaving the gallery in haste, expression unreadable. Lee Min-ho, meanwhile, was en route to Haneda Airport. Sources say he received word of the confession mid-flight. Upon arrival, he remained silent, bypassing press at the terminal. Witnesses noted he looked more serious than usual, eyes fixed on the ground. Unraveling threads. Details are now emerging about the nature of Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's relationship. While they have never confirmed anything, several insiders say their connection grew during a collaborative commercial shoot in 2024. What started as camaraderie turned into something deeper. They had common ground, global fame, heartbreak, the pressure of public life. From the neon haze of Manhattan to the cobbled streets of Paris and the tranquil cliffs of Jeju Island, Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho's paths have crossed more than once in recent months. Though both actors remain tight-lipped, The pieces are starting to fall into place. Each sighting, no matter how fleeting, paints a picture that's becoming harder and harder to ignore. Something is happening between these two global stars. 1. The rainy night in New York, December 2024. It was a rainy evening in Soho. Umbrellas danced in the wind, and the city buzzed with holiday cheer. Yet, tucked into the corner of a quiet Italian bistro on Spring Street, two familiar faces sat opposite each other. Lee Min-ho, in a charcoal wool coat, cap pulled low. Hye Kyo, elegant in a cream cashmere turtleneck and long beige trench, smiled softly over a half-finished glass of Barolo. The waiter who served them recalls, they weren't loud. They spoke in hushed tones. But there was warmth. Real warmth. They didn't act like friends catching up. No paparazzi caught them exiting the restaurant that night. But a blurry fan photo surfaced online 2 days later. It was taken from behind. Two silhouettes under one umbrella. One slightly taller, the other clinging close. 2. Paris in bloom, February 2025. Fashion Week was in full swing. Celebrities flooded the city, and the chaos was perfect camouflage. On the second night of Hye Kyo's stay, a source at the Hotel Costas reported seeing her checking in under a pseudonym. Not unusual, but what raised eyebrows? Lee Min-ho checked in just hours later, on a different floor. Under a different alias. They were not seen together at the runway shows. But 2 nights later, a bystander spotted them walking along the Seine just after midnight. She wore a navy peacoat and ankle boots. He had on a black scarf and peacoat. Their faces were mostly hidden beneath beanies and the shadows of the lamps lining the river. They held hands. Briefly, the witness said, then let go, like they remembered someone might be watching. The moment was fleeting, but the intimacy was unmistakable. 3. The Jeju Island getaway, March 2025. By the time Jeju entered the story, the whispers were growing louder. Locals reported seeing the two actors at a secluded beachside pension on the island's southern coast. A rental car registered under an assistant's name was seen parked outside the villa for 3 nights. A staff member at a nearby cafe recalls serving them herbal tea one morning. They were quiet but not tense. She laughed, really laughed, at something he said. It didn't feel like a business trip. They were never seen entering or leaving together. But both were unmistakably there. And when a drone photo leaked, capturing someone who looked remarkably like Lee Min-ho sitting on a bench outside the villa at sunrise, phone in hand, staring at the ocean, the internet erupted. Signs in the silence. Neither star has acknowledged the meetings. Their agencies continue to deny rumors, insisting the two are simply colleagues. But the timeline, the places, the body language, none of it feels accidental. There's a rhythm to their appearances. Like a slow-burning script playing out in real life. Each scene more intimate than the last. Each one painting a love story that's being written without words. So what are they hiding? Sources close to both actors hint at an emotional connection forged through shared experience. Both have endured public heartbreak, media scrutiny, and the heavy burden of fame. What started as friendship may have quietly deepened into something neither of them is ready to name. Or perhaps, something too precious to expose. A romance or a riddle? For now, they remain apart on paper. Together in whispers, as cameras continue to chase shadows and fans decode every glance. The question remains, are Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho falling in love, or have they already fallen? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. Their story isn't over yet. And we'll be watching. Red carpet revealed.